Oh wow, look at this. The level of water is a lot higher than the last 3 days. Well, should I be surprised? Not really. It's been 4 or 5 days. Very heavy rain in a row. And plus, they just released a lot of water from the dam. So there we go. It reminds me in 2008 where Luang Prabang was flood. Like the water was up here and up there. That was 2008. I remember it so well. Wow. It's rainy season in Laos. I'll see if I can find the old photo where there is a bamboo bridge stuck from here across to the other side to that restaurant. And compared to now, it looks pretty scary though. Whew. Still raining. So this is my electric bike, not mine. It's my little sister's bike. Oh. Yeah. It's pretty convenient. Let's take this road. Yeah, let me just get some history from this cafe. Soaking wet. This is French bakery and they have, oh no, no more croissant. It's all gone. Well, I'm too late. I mean, it's almost 2 p.m. anyway, so. Well, maybe next time. So this is the main road. As you can see, there are 4 or 5 different temples just right next to each other. That one, actually 7 temples, 2 other ones up there, and then this, all the way down there. It's amazing. Okay, let me go get my coffee up here. They also have downstairs, but I'm gonna go upstairs. This cafe is called Formula V. It's quite popular in town. They have nice smoothie and fruit shake. Bye-bye. I missed the history. เอาแครอทเค้กนะ
แครอทเค้กอันหนึงกินอยู่นี่ด้วยกับบาทเจ้า
เอากินอยู่นี่เลย
กินอยู่นี่เนาะเครื่องดื่มเด๋หันยังเพิ่มโบเจ้า
มียังไงเครื่องดื่ม
มีไล่อันโอไอกินกาแฟโบกินกาแฟถ้าเป็นกาแฟเมนูแนะนำจะเป็นทางหน้าเลยแต่ว่ามื้อนี้เมนูนิวสไลด์เมนโบไดเด้อเจ้า
โอเค
โดยถ้าเมนูเดอร์ตี้คอฟฟี่มันจะใช้เวลาเดินได้นึงเนาะเมนูนี้เขาจะบริใส่น้ำซอสเขาจะใส่เป็นซอฟต์ฟิตแกนเนาะเจ้า
โอเคเอาสตรอเบอรี่ก็ได้
สตรอเบอรี่มาโบเจ้า
Quite great. Well, the drink and the coffee was really good. Well, I'm not surprised because this is one of the most popular cafes in town. They also have a little shop downstairs where they sell textiles like scarf, silk, and cottons, and other souvenirs. This is the main street, Sisalangwong Road. As you can see, all these buildings are very old. They're all French architectures. Was built by the French colonial, and they're still here. In case you wonder, most of businesses in this street, on the streets, are owned by foreigners. It's just too expensive for a lot of people to rent a place to start a business here. Last week, me and my friend, we not pretend, is my curiosity. I just wanted to know how much it costs to rent a space on this main street, and it costs like at least $10,000. That's the cheapest place that I found. $10,000 a year, and not just that, they need a long contract, and you have to pay like at least 3 to 5 years in advance. So you have to have at least $30,000 to $50,000. That's the amount that you have to pay. If you pay year by year, then it's going to be $15,000. So it's a lot. I mean, if I had that money, $50,000, I would not invest on it and put on the rent here. You pay that amount of money, and then you have to spend another amount of money to renovate it or bring in products to sell. And then Luang Prabang has high and low season. I mean, in this area, you are gonna make money from tourists, but during the low season, like this, you're gonna be struggle. So yeah, most of the business owners here are either Chinese or European people, because they can afford it, and a lot of people move out of this area because it's getting more and more expensive. It's just like everywhere, just like in London. I mean, local people in London also complain about how the pricing of the rent and the properties have gone up, because there are a lot of investors from Russia, from Middle East, and from other countries. They bought all these units and buildings, and then the locals can't afford it. Yeah, just the same as in here. A lot of people rent out their property, the building in this area, and they use that money to buy a piece of land outside of town and build a nice house over there. And then people inside this area is getting less and less. So yeah, in the evening it is really quiet because mainly people come here just to do business. They don't live here anymore. Yeah, that's the downfall when you live in a town that attracts a lot of tourists. It's always like this. You get investors, and then you get less local people in the area. It has the pros and cons. Alright, students, I'm here anyway. I'm gonna show you the school where I used to join back then when I was a monk. Yeah, this is it. This is Wat Siputabat, one of the main temples in town. And the school building is just right behind this main hall. So I studied here from the first grade, the high school, I mean, until the third, and then I dropped out. I didn't finish high school though. I just fed up and then get tired of studying. It's not because I didn't want to study, it's because the school system in Laos is so bad. I don't know if you know about it. It is so boring, you know. Many times when I ask questions outside of the subject and the teacher got angry with me, you know, sometimes they say, why do you even ask that? You know, it's not related. And I remember it so well. Every time during the school break, me and my friends would go up there to practice our English with tourists, you know, who come up to the hill to see the view of the city. And by the way, this building was funded by a Japanese couple from Kobe, one of the cities in Japan. And it brings back the old memory. Back then here in this area, it's full of monks, you know, dressing in orange robe and going to the class. But since 2013, they have moved the Buddhist school to other place, which is outside of town, and then they converted this building into English center. This is where my classroom used to be, so I remember it so well. I was sitting that, not the in the middle, but not in the back table. It's just right there. It has changed a lot. I mean, they painted new color for these chairs and table, and they converted it into English center. ECL English center. Yeah. A lot have changed. Back then, there were a lot of monks. In this school alone, there were like 800 plus monks, and this day is like less than 500. During my time, you know, most of my friends who stay in the temple, it was, you know, as long as 6-7 years at least. I stayed in the temple up to 10 years and 6 months, and these days most of the monks tend to stay less. The longest that I know is like 3-4 years, and that's all. You know, they just want to go back home to their family and want to leave the temple and want to experience life outside of the temple, which is understandable. But I think part of the reason is because there's so many temptations. Back then, we didn't have cell phone. Monks seems to be more contained, you know, focusing on the monastic practice, you know, meditation and disciplines, and learn a lot of Buddha's teaching, mindfulness and sort of. But these days, monks, you know, have cell phone, they have computer, so yeah, they just go online. That's it. So they just want to leave the temple and experience life outside, and you know, they just want to know what's out there, and I can't blame them. So this is the kitchen where monks cook their food. In case you don't know, monks relying on local people in terms of food and rice and stuff like that. That's why every morning there is this almsgiving ceremony where monks go collect sticky rice and so on. But sometimes, like these days, when it rains, there's just not enough food, so they have to cook their own food. So that's why monks do accept, you know, money and raw food. I learned how to cook from the temple as well. Monks probably having a nap because it's raining.